everybody, and happy 4th of July weekend. And I'm glad if you are here. I'm not here live tonight. I am off enjoying the fireworks with my family at a local park. And I did not want you guys to miss out on my live. So I had mentioned that I was going to pre-record a 4th of July video, and this is my video. I have been wanting to make one of these cards for a long time, and it's a flower pot fun fold, and I've done it in 4th of July colors using the pansy set, and I'm very excited. I was so excited to share this with you guys. Jen B, she's a UK person, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and she did one where you had cards falling down like this and cards coming up, and it was a bigger, and then she cut the pot out separately and everything, and I kind of just adapted to what I wanted to make it a little more simplified. So that's what I did, and yeah, and so I'm going to show you guys how I made this lovely, fun pot card, and I put happy birthday because it's America's birthday, and also then I can reuse the card because I don't usually send like 4th of July cards or anything, but this is fun that I could still send this card to somebody. So let's get started on how I did this card. So the first thing you are going to need is a piece of basic white, and it has to be an 11 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2, and then we scored it, let me get my cheat sheets here, and then I scored it again at 5 1/2. So we got it at 5 1/2, and we scored this. I didn't write this one down. Well, let's measure it. I think it's half of 5 1/2. I think it's 2 3/4, but I didn't write that one down, so we better measure just to make sure. Yes, it is. It's 2 3/4. So it's 5 1/2 and then 2 3/4. So those are your two score lines that you're going to need. Now on on this first half right here of your 2 3/4, we are going to sides, both of the, so we're going to turn it this way, I'm sorry. We're going to measure down on the sides from the top down. We're going to measure 5/8. So take your measure. If you don't have this ruler like I do, I love this ruler. It has 1/16 in there and 5/8. It has every measurement that you can think of in here. So right on your score line, I've got to see my own score line here. So right here, I'm putting the 5/8 inch mark. I'm going to get my pencil, and I'm coming out to the edge, and I'm measuring down right here. So I measured down 5/8, and then we're coming right to this side. We're going to put this little mark on the 5/8 inch mark, and we're going to measure down. So I've measured down on both 5/8. Now we're going to turn it, and from that mark, from the 5/8 inch mark, we're going to go at the top, we're measuring a 1/2 inch. So we're going to put the outer edge on the 1/2 inch, and we're going to just draw a line right over, just like that. So I drew a line over, and then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to put this right on the edge, and we're going to start at the 1/2 inch, and we're just going to draw a line right over. So there we have our 1/2 inch in. Now at the bottom, you're going to start here at the 0, and we're going over to 1 1/8 inch. So we're going to mark 1 1/8. Oops, let me zoom out so you guys can see. Sorry about that. Let me get this up in the inside. So we measured over here at a 1/2 inch on both sides. Now at the bottom, I did 1/8 over on this side, and then we're going to put the 1/8 on this side and measure over, just like that. Now we're going to take and we're going to line up this pen, or this end of this pencil mark to this point mark. So we're going to put them right here. And we are going to connect those two. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Line up the end of the 1/2 inch and come down to the 1 1/8. So we got this going on. So that's what we got going on. I'll bring it up a little closer because I don't know. Are you seeing my score lines there? Yeah. So we came down 5/8, went over a 1/2, and then we went over 1 1/8 down here. We did the same thing to the other side, and then we connected from this point to this point. And we did the same thing on this side. So now you can use your trimmer or whatever you want. I just found it easier to cut this. I found it way easier to just cut it. So I went in and I just cut at a 1/2 inch on both sides like that, and then I just cut straight up. Don't have to be totally perfect. It's a pot. There's a little flower pot. Okay, so now we have our flower pot. We can score it and we can score it. You can get your bone folder out, give it a good score, and give score. Okay, so there. So we have our little flower pot done. So now what we need is we need some color to it. So I took Night of Navy, and this is 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to add this piece in. So we'll just add some of this. We'll put it right down. Just like that. And then I've got, this is some DSP. It was in the holiday catalog. I'm still trying to use some of it up. And it had, around holiday times, it had a bunch of holidays. It was like a $30 pack. And it was in that pack. And so I used this one, but find any red designer series, red and pink paper that you may have in your stash and put it down. And that piece is 5 by 3 3/4. So we have that part done. Now we need a little strip. And this piece came out of the Country Inn paper that they've got out right now with the little rabbits and squirrels. And this piece is going to go right here. This piece is 5/8 this way by 1 or 4 1/4. So we're going to just put some adhesive right on here. And then we're going to line this right up. I don't want it to go over the score line. So I'm going to start lining it up at the bottom and the side. If you have anything hanging over or anything to that effect, just trim it off. If you didn't use liquid glue, I have a little tiny bit. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead, and we've got a piece of Night of Navy here that is 4 1/4 by 1 inch. Now this piece is going to go right here. I went up about 3 inches. So if you have your grid paper, I went up about to the 3-inch block, and I am just going to place this down with some with dimensionals. So let's get some dimensionals out. On the edge, and we'll place it down. So now this is going to be our little stopper for when it sits up like that. Okay. Now we need, let's see, I have a piece of paper. I already went ahead and pre-cut everything but 1 flower and 1 leaf. So I used, for the red flowers, I stamped first in bubblegum, then I stamped in real red for the pansy. Now for the blue one that I'm going to do with you, I used Balming Blue, in Night of Navy. Okay, so I have my little parts out over here. All right. And I'm going to stamp the base down first. Now when you do this, the base for this card is the one without the details in it. And I'm going to stamp that in the Balmy Blue. And it gets a little lighter. It all blends in once it once the stamp has, you know, absorbed into the paper. Then I'm going to take the other one that has the details and I'm going to stamp that one up. And I'm going to line it up to the best I can here. Just like so. Sorry if my head was in the way. And then I've got, let's see, I've got a couple pieces here I need to transfer over to a different block. Okay. Then I've got the next layer, and that is going to be in the Balmy Blue. And I'm going to attach this one right down in the middle, just like that. And then we got to switch this one out for the other one. And we're stamping that in the Night of Navy. So there we go. And then I had gone ahead and I had used, there's a little triangle. And you normally would stamp it yellow if you were doing a real pansy, but we're doing 4th of July pansies. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to stamp this one in red? And then I did the ones in the red, I stamped it in blue. So that is the, that's the pansy that I still needed. So now we're going to do the leaves, and for the leaves I did it in Granny Apple Green, which, where did I move the Granny Apple Green to? Oh, right here. I told you I moved stuff around so it's not in the exact same spot. So we're going to do the same thing. We are going to stamp this in the green, and I just stamped it down. And I did not, oops, that's all I needed. I only needed one. I need two, but I'm doing two different styles of the leaf. And then I just stamped it again right in the same color, kind of like a tone on tone. And it worked. It really showed up, and I'll show you in the ones once they dried. And yeah. So this is one that I did. It may look like I stamped off, but I didn't. I didn't stamp off. It's just regular stamping. So, yeah. Okay. Platform 1, platform 2, and then a platform 3. Got it right here. Get my tear and tape. All right, so now what we're going to do is, I did realize, I think I can still fix this, that I used Old Olive ink for the add-on, for like when I stamped over the color. So, sorry, I'm going to put my head in here. Yep, there we go. That looks a lot better. I guess I thought I did tone on tone, but I just happened to look down at my directions. I guess I'm not a very good direction follower. And I saw that I used Old Olive. So, yes, so Old Olive is the color that you need when you do the second stamping, after you do the first one in Granny Apple Green. Okay, so now we're going to start positioning our stuff on our flower pot. And how I did this was, you're going to want to get a silicone mat. Where is my silicone mat? Oh, right here behind me. Okay. Grab your silicone mat. We're going to do like a little mock-up on here. So if you look at the original one that's here, I have a red one that goes about here. And then I have a blue one that goes like this way. And then I have another red one here. Then down in the front, I have a blue one that's kind of going this way. I have a blue one that's going this way. And then I have a red one that's kind of going sideways here. And in the mix of all this, I have a leaf here. And I have a leaf here. And then let's see. I have a leaf coming out over here. And I have one right in here, like that. And then I have a leaf coming out over here. And then I have a couple more leaves here. Let's see. I have a longer one here. And I have a shorter one here. And then this other one, this other flower's for the inside. So, okay, so I kind of did this little mock-up thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start attaching them together how I like them. So I'm just going to pull these ones down like this a little bit. I'm going to get some liquid glue. And I'm going to move this one out of the way. I'm going to take this one first. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue on the side here. Not a whole lot, and it's best to do it on your mat in case anything, you know, oozes out. So like this. Then I'm going to take this leaf that's in the back. I'm going to add a little glue. And I'm going to stick it right back in there. Just kind of like this. Then I'm going to take this one here. And I'm going to put it right like this on the flower. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue here, and here, and here. And I'm just going to add this one here. And then I take this other flower, or leaf, add some glue on it, and then I'm going to tuck it right about here. Now, we're going to pick this up. Look at the back to see if we have any glue, and we're pretty good. Now we're going to kind of mock it right here a little bit. We know it has to stay within our card on this side and within the top. So we got a little room there, so we could mooch it up, and we got just right about on that side. It might be helpful if you take a block, even just a little one, so it's not in your way too much, and put it down on your paper so you can look here a little bit. So now what I need to do is I need to add this leaf to this one over here. So it's kind of like this. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here. And I am going to put this one, yeah, right about there, and I'm going to turn it. Then I've got this one here, and I'm going to put a little glue. Oops, that might have been a little more than a little. And if that's the case, I usually dip it on my mat here, but I don't want to because I don't want the other stuff. So I have this paper that I cut off. I'm just going to dip it onto that. Then I'm going to put this one kind of like that. Well, now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to see, this is about where I want it. I'm going to put a dimensional on the bottom of this one because I want this to pop up a little bit. So right here, way down on the bottom, I'm going to put a dimensional. And then I'm going to put a dimensional right there too. So I'm going to put a dimensional on the bottom of this one. I may add another dimensional, but for now, these are the two that I'm going to add. So I'm putting this down here, and I'm making sure, now I got to turn this because I can't see it. I want to turn it to the side view. I want it up as far as I can go without going over, but yet, and over this way a little bit. So right there. So that's a good spot. right there. That's a good spot for everything. Now I can put another dimensional under this corner right here on the blue. I'm going to get a pokey tool here to help me out. I'm going to grab a pokey tool because I just want it right on the edge of this blue one. Now you guys probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm sure you know what I'm saying. I'm just putting it right on the edge of this. I'm trying to remove the little paper. There we go. And hopefully I haven't bent it too much. So there. So every now and then just sit it up, look at the back, see if you could see any dimensionals or anything, and you can't, so that means it's good because you don't want to see any. Now I'm going to come over to this one. I want to do this one on this side now. So I'm going to put this right here, but before I do I want to add the leaf. So I'm going to pick up the leaf and I'm going to add a little glue. Put it right here. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to add one right at the bottom. Let me make sure about where I want to add it. I want to add it, yeah, right at the bottom. So I want to add it here, and I'm going to add it also on my leaf. And then I'm going to add one right here on that flower. Okay. So we're going to put both of these parts down here, and then we're going to turn and make sure we're catching this one. Yeah. We're going to put this up to make sure you can't see any of the dimensionals and you can't see any back there. So that's good. And now we have one more flower, which is this one, and this one is going to go right in here like this. Now this flower, because it's on glue, I can twist, or leaf, I can twist it a little bit if it gets like a little wonky on me, which it did. So yeah, so that's what I did. And okay, this one is going to kind of go right here on the side angle. And then I have this one that's going to go right down here, like this. While I'm working on this, I want to let you know that in a few more days, 3 more days, we can order the online exclusive stuff. Yay! I'm so excited. It'll be a really... I think I'm just going to put this one right there in the middle because that's where I know I want it. And then I believe, let's see, I'm going to put that one right there in the middle. And then I believe this one, I have to turn this leaf because you can't see it. I don't know what I did. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to put this one right here. And okay, I'm going to add one on this side, on this flower. So I put them both over there, and I'm going to go ahead and add this down. So it's coming down like this. So see, isn't that cute? It's coming out really, really good. All right, now I've got to go ahead and I've got to do some stamping. Okay, so I'm taking the Happy Birthday from the Go-To Greetings set. It's on page 97 of the annual catalog. I love this Happy Birthday. It's a great big one. I really like that. There we go, much better. All right, so now we're going to grab a pair of scissors and I am going to fussy cut around this. Okay, so I have it all fussy cutted out, and then I'm just going to take some adhesive and put this right on here. Okay. And then I'm going to close this up because I'm all done with this one. Then I took some Real Red thread or ribbon. I don't know if this one is still available. I didn't look, but they do have other Real Red ribbon if this particular Real Red ribbon isn't available. And then I'm just going to tie a knot here. And if you find that this falls a little bit, I'll show you what I did, because mine on the other one kept kind of falling a little, so I didn't want that to happen. Oh, I need my scissors. Get my ribbon scissors out. Yeah, this one is going to do the same thing. See how it kind of slides down? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot this up as far as I want it to go. Then I'm going to flip it over. Normally I'd put a piece of tape there, but obviously you don't want tape on the inside of your card like that. So I'm taking mini glue dots and I am going to put one right in the middle where I want this to stay. So just like that. Then I'm going to bring it over to this side. And I'm going to put one right here underneath that knot. Now if you feel you need to add more, you can, but I felt that this was okay, that this worked out good. So there we go. So now we have this. So now we still have another flower. I wanted to put a little flower here like it was falling off the petal, or petal, like it fell off, like it's a little pebble there. Petal. Oh my god. I don't even know. Oh, it's Friday night of the 4th of July weekend, and it's been a crazy, crazy day. Been running around with my kids and stuff, and I wanted to get this video done so that I could definitely share it with you guys. I did pop this up. I just felt it because I couldn't remember. So we will pop this up. And I thought, happy birthday, America. Yeah. I hope you guys will give this card a try. And if you do, you know, tag me in it. Hashtag me, Bonnie's Creative Place. And that would be wonderful. And then it's a fun card. And who would not like to get this card? And you guys know every year I make a flower pot card. And I actually did make one. I just uploaded the videos to my online class. And I made a couple new flower pot cards. If you want to see them, go back and watch. There will be a video. But you can go back and check it. I'll try to link it to this video. And you can go check them ones out, and they're just a regular card. It looks like a pot, and you pull the top out. But I thought, this is wonderful, because the other ones don't have an easel on them. And this is wonderful. Now they can sit up and enjoy their little flower pot more. So this was my 4th of July card to you guys, everybody. I hope you will like, comment, subscribe. Share with your friends. I really appreciate it. And have a great 4th of July tomorrow. Have a great evening. Be safe if you're out and about. And God bless. Bye-bye.